I'm going to be talking through what I made, invested, spent, had left over, my thoughts on it, what went well, what didn't go well, nitty gritty on where I overspent and underspent, budget changes for September, my favorite expense, my least favorite expense, and the personal finance books that I'm currently reading. Let's get into it. In August, I made $7,800, invested $4,100, spent $2,500, and had about $1,000 left over. My net worth is currently around $430,000, which is up $10,000 on the previous month. Overall, I feel good about these numbers. I think one of my goals for 2025 will be to hit $550,000 in net worth, and then trying to hit $1 million by 2028. We'll see. The most notable of these numbers is how much I spent, which was about $2,500, and that is okay. It's definitely better than the previous month, and it's okay because I did pay my car insurance for the next 6 months this month, so really it would have been more like, if I annualized the car insurance, more like $2,000, which I feel good about personally. Another notable number is net worth. My net worth went up about 2%, which is kind of crazy to think about 2% in 1 month. But part of it's the market, part of it's investments. I think actually this might have been majority market, because if I invested $4,400 or so and then it went up about 10,000, that means almost like 6,000, well, 5,600 was from the market. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. What went well in August? I ended up eating a lot of my mom's cooking, which meant that I was spending less on food outside. I did cook a little bit towards the beginning of the month, less so towards the end of the month. That's not usual. I noticed that I was eating in a lot, which is a bit abnormal, but she was cooking some great stuff. And then I think having the goal accountability is really great. So I did not complete any of the goals during the month of August, but I did complete them before filming this video. And so I think even though I didn't do it during the month, I think it's good and helpful to have the accountability of the goals when I come back to my transactions and like look through everything, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that, let me do it now. So I'm gonna keep doing the goals. I think that's helpful. And that leads into what didn't go well. So what didn't go well is I didn't actually do the goals during the month. So my goal was to send a tithe, do 10 no spend days, and then to book certain flights and accommodations for a couple trips. I ended up canceling one trip, which is great for my pocketbook, but I did not do any of the other stuff. I have done them all now. Well, 10 no spend days. I only had 7 no spend days, which is interesting, and I might need to look at the categories because it definitely felt like it was way more days where I was consciously not eating out. And then I did book my Airbnb for February, and I did book the flight for February as well. I do need to do the car rental, but there was one thing I needed. I was doing it last night, and there's one thing I needed to check, and so I need to check that, and then that will be maybe not even it might be an October goal. We'll see. And then the other thing that didn't go well is that I think I should always budget for fun, because life is fun. Well, the reason I say that is because I overspent on fun by quite a bit, but it was still within budget and I still have money left over. If I go to my transactions tab and search for fun, so I spent quite a pretty penny on some yarn for some knitting projects, and that's a whole saga. That'll be in a separate video. But I also spent money on a cooking class. Doing a cooking class at least once a year has been on my annual goals since like 2020, I think. And I've only done one in the last 4 years. So I booked that. So the $200 is for me and a friend. It's $100, $120 per person. Kind of pricey, but I think it'll be a fun time, and the recipe looks really good. And also I've done a cooking class with this company before. It's called Tablespoon Cooking if you're in Cincinnati area. But I did a virtual one in 2020 and it was fun, and so I made a mental note to like sign up for an in-person one once they were back to in-person. So this leads into, bro, the lighting is crazy today. It's like cloudy and then really sunny, so bear with me. That leads into where I overspent and underspent. So overspent on fun, which is why I want to increase just having something allocated towards fun. So even though I think for September I might have set it at $500, which really is like 4% of what I earn, and I feel like 4% on fun is not bad, even though $500 to me seems like a lot of money. So I underspent on food because I was eating home a lot, and then travel was underspent, and that's because the trip that I was planning to book I ended up canceling. I underspent on transportation because I did not get my car maintained this month. And then like housing, didn't buy my sheets, all that stuff. So anyways, I think overall it was a good month in terms of spend. Let's talk September budget. So changes for September, a lot of my numbers are all the same, honestly. So it'll be negative because it hasn't gone through as a transaction yet. But all the numbers are the same. The most notable is fun, which I did put at, yeah, $500. And then I'm back on the tithing grind. Love to see that. And then the last few things for my September budget is that in September, my company pays out our profit sharing, which is basically our version of a 401k match that you don't have to opt into. Everyone just gets it automatically. And then, so it's a retirement thing. We can't access that money until, I actually don't know the age. I think it's 40. I actually don't know the age. I don't know how it works if you ever leave the company. That has to get rolled into a I don't know. But so we have our profit sharing, basically our 401k match pays out in September. That's a separate paycheck that should come in like 2 weeks. And then also we have something we call STAR, which is short-term achievement award, basically like a bonus, short-term achievement reward. And so again, everyone in the company gets that as well. And that pays out in September as well. Yes. So my investment numbers for September are crazy. Profit sharing will be 8,000. And then my STAR, STAR actually you can opt if you want shares or cash. I opt for cash because I already have. Profit sharing is all company stock, I should say. So yeah, it's not, we can't access that, blah, 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 whatever. So my STAR, which is the bonus, should be about 7,000-ish after taxes, I think, something like that. And so I'm just going to contribute that to my Roth IRA, which I need to check the Roth IRA income limits for this year and make sure I can just do a direct deposit versus doing a backdoor. It's just such a hassle to do Roth earlier in the year and then learn you're above the income limit and you have to pull money out and recalculate. So I'm gotten to the point where I want to wait until I'm like fully over the income limit. Then I'll do backdoor forever. But in this last year or two, I've just waited until the end of the year to figure out where my income's going to be. Because I also don't know what my pay increase is going to be for this next fiscal, which I will learn next week. And then that will hit our October paychecks will all increase for everyone in the company. So anyways, a couple things that are just in flux. I cannot get over this lighting. This lighting is just crazy. What is it doing? Anyways, my favorite expenses. I have 4 notable favorite expenses. I just went, oh dang it. The one I was going to say actually happened on Labor Day, which is September, so I don't know. I went on a bike ride with a friend. We rented bikes, there's something called Loveland Bike Trail. And so we went down the bike trail. It was just, the weather was beautiful. It was so fun. But that happened in September, I just realized. My other 3 did happen in August, and one of them was my yarn. I ordered yarn from Woolen Company. I'm really excited. I've started a gauge, not a full-blown project yet, but I'm excited to use it. But they do have a 30-day return policy, and so I need to like knit everything and figure out if I need to return any of the yarn. Also, one of my favorite expenses was Kindle Unlimited this month. I know I said I would cancel. I've been saying I would cancel, but I just read some great books. Actually, one of them is Veil of Dreams. I made a whole video about it. It's so good. I'm rereading it. So I'm just, yeah, I love the Kindle Unlimited right now. And then there's more books that I want to get on Kindle Unlimited, so I may not end up canceling till November, maybe. And then my last favorite expense for August was the cooking class. So the class is actually in 2 weeks, but I did pay for it in August. So TBD, but so far I'm still excited about the class, so it's a favorite. And then I only have really like one category of expenses that are my least favorite, and that is coding. I had this project that I started in June that I meant to finish in June and then finish in July, blah, blah, blah. I need to cancel the stuff because I'm officially putting it on the back burner, which is just a crazy turn of events because I thought I would cancel KU and then keep this and then, but I'm gonna cancel and then hopefully I'll be able to get some refunds because I haven't used the tools September, August for 2 or 3 months. So hopefully I can get 2 or 3 months of a refund, hopefully, but TBD on that. But that's my least favorite right now. It's sad to put it on the back burner, but I think I should. Yeah, especially now that I'm like, I need to get through this yarn, so I just don't want to really spend much time coding this month. And then the books that I'm currently reading I Will Teach You to Be Rich, which I know sounds really cringy and gross, but it's more about the emotional side, or like the psychological side of money, because how you relate to money, your psychology behind money and what you think of it affects how you spend it, invest it, what you do with it, really. And so that's been really good. It's by Ramit Sethi, I believe is how you pronounce it. He has a YouTube channel where he has some great videos on there, but he definitely focuses and leans into the more like psychological side of money and how you should like navigate finances and think about finances more broadly than some other people might be a bit more nitty gritty. But I think it's helpful. And then I'm also reading The Wealthy Barber. This is a book I've heard of before, but then my manager suggested it last month, maybe at the beginning of August. And I was at the bookstore and I was like, I'll see if they have it. They had it. So far that's been chill. It's a book, it's a fiction book. Well, I presume it's fiction. It might be nonfiction. I don't know. It's one of those books where they like teach you principles through dialogue, which is one of my least favorite types of books, but it has been good given that it's one of those books, if that makes sense. So it's like a nonfiction fiction book. My, oh my, this lighting is just can't win here. So that's The Wealthy Barber, and those are the books that I'm reading. Hopefully this video was under 10 minutes. But regardless, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.